Okay, so I'm Viktor Solntsev. I'm professor of Graduate School of Corporate Management, and I here will try to present my course in the program of Supply Chain Management and Global Logistics. My model is business forecast and data analysis. So my background is engineering, particularly robotics. So I finished Bauman University long ago, but now I'm a sort of investment consultant, a practitioner, and a general director of IVM Consulting Group company. So I would like to introduce my course of business forecast and data analysis, which structure is sort of theory, but this theory reflects practice. So first we will try to understand basic terminology. We will look at some cases. We will try to apply some knowledge we already have in some tests. Then we will discuss some basic of managerial decision making. Definitely this decision making will be not only qualitative but also quantitative. Because now you cannot rely on your heart, you need to rely on your brain. So if you know how to get information, you know how you need to transform it in certain tables or graphs or structures. So you're creating the model of the object, and this object is very interesting. Object is business, which is quite complicated system, consists of people, the main uncertain element, and definitely a system of control, management. So when you know where, when, and with whom create this data, you need to process this data according to some rules. You need to know all those rules. So better to have some tools and applications, and using computer we can make a model of our own business, and we can try to make a prognosis or forecast how this business will behave in certain environment. And you know that the environment is changing rapidly, and our business will die if we cannot adopt our information flows, our control flows, our resource, our logistic chains of supply chain, etc. So all of this information we need to create a model which will then adopt it with uncertainty and certain risks. And you will understand that the final decision is taken by a human being, and you know that it is called expert-based methods. So we cannot be objective absolutely. We certain subjects, and then we are creating the idea which is relatively complicated, relatively accurate. So we need to understand whether this model is true or false. But as we are talking about future, future cannot be described today. That is why we have sort of assumptions, some proposals, some ideas, and this we can describe in words, but also we need to calculate this in figures. So the final quiz will be sort of exam, and you will get certain tasks, and maybe you will create a group for research project, and you will fulfill this according to the technology we will provide you with. So if you wish to know what is the learning outcomes of our course, it is understanding of terminology of data analysis, role of decision maker. You will get some methodological and methodical principles, and you will get knowledge about modeling and prognosis. Definitely IT skills, hard skills we need for technology and data acquisition. You will use some statistics tools, and we will create a mathematical model of various business environment in order to understand whether some scenario that our business will fail or will gain or will leave the market. So from practical point of view, you will pass through a certain technology of data acquisition, data processing, data analysis, and up to forecasting certain models of behavior, your business. And after evaluating some relation between parameters we first introduced in the model, you need to understand that shit happens, sorry for this non-academic word. So you will try to present your ability to understand complexity. So this is the objectives of our course. I will work as a tutor. We will have a certain project work with cases and business simulation. We will have some online activity with workshops, with excursions. You will be preparing with me for the exam, and with project group, with presentation, and we will have sort of peer-to-peer evaluation because we are the team, and within the team we can make much more and achieve better results. So I hope that our cases will be from real practice, and as for me, I hope to use my consultancy practice case and also some information for professional directors. I'm a member of association, and definitely University of London will present its own good materials, teaching materials, and provide you with all those notes for your classes. So you will get access to library, you will get some support from University of London people, and you will get real access to world and regional data sets. You will calculate, you will make some dashboards for preparing managerial decision. So if you will see a look at your results, you will see something which first is not really, you cannot understand this. But finally you will get closer and closer to the rule that a lot of little things can create a big result. So let us start with this sort of analogy that in theory everything understood, nothing works. Practice, nothing understood, everything works. So I will try to create an ally. Theory plus practice, maybe plus art. So you will pass through certain steps such as nothing understood, nothing works, up to finally everything understood, everything works, but it's too late. We are out of the market, we are losers. I hope we will not be losers, because finally we got exam and we will pass this quiz, and we will use accelerated learning principle. So you need to read, to hear, to see, and to say something according to the teaching plan, and you will need to do practical research job. And if you will do it simultaneously, effectiveness of your class behavior and your understanding will be up to 90%. So, but you will got a systematic, holistic approach that everything can influence on our inner structure and can change some parameters of our business. For example, disruptive technologies changing our business rapidly and drastically. Some law created by government and approved by it can also change the whole different areas of business application, and your own business have certain business environment, and also all this is included in global environment. So we are trying to start with simple models, and later we will understand that butterfly effect can cause a hurricane. So our epoch is called VUCA, for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Russia has certain specific elements of that: locality and limitations, sanctions, etc., and non-efficiency. So we need to make our country strong and healthy and wealthy. So in this case, we need to be global without any limitation and sanctions, and we need to become more efficient. But efficiency you can understand from certain areas. So for you, effectiveness is your salary. Yeah? For me as a boss, effectiveness is profitability. So you will look at certain calculation tables. You will first understand nothing but models are usually standards for business. You will understand this because we will use simplified models. And for example, this is simplified model of cash flow, in which you will see a certain area which is filled by certain water, money, and you will understand that money with time is changing its cost. Yes, so in this case you will use discounted cash flow model, and afterwards you can evaluate, for example, economic value of your business. But first we will start with understanding what information we need, initial conditions, some assumption. So we will ask what kind of investment we will do, what operation we will use, and finally we will got sort of financial plan, but it is not a plan, it is forecast. And you need to be sure that your forecasted, calculated finance parameters will be probable and even it can be realized. So, but you know that some uncertainty will help us to create risk and sensitivity analysis. What parameters influence on certain parameters of our model? And for this case, we use scenario analysis, stress test, maybe Monte Carlo method. So it is our instrument, yes? But again, initial conditions are first understandable, but later on they are usually changed. So in this case, we need to fix all variance we passed in order to understand what will happen with our business if we will change our plans. So for example, now we can plan for 5 years because of period of our loan. Yes, but maybe we can look further for 10-year period. So in this case, we will change some calculations, and we need to use different time detailization, monthly, quarterly, yearly. So maybe some specific elements of our models will be just hinted, but later on we need to fix all those assumptions, all those data acquisition, and all processing of this data. For example, we will also look at different parameters of economic environments, such as indexes, Russian and American. Also, we will use some approach how to describe our idea to investor, and he need to trust us, because all is the matter of trust. So definitely we can change some parameters such as sale plans, some taxation, or some direct costs, maybe some currency exchange rate, so maybe some personal premium or bonuses. So you need to understand that all we are gathering is devoted to managerial decision making. And this decision is made in the environment of complexity and uncertainty. But the result is very strict according to standards, such as finance documents, such as cash flow, profit and loss statement, balance sheet, and all these dashboards we will create upon them. Such as you, again, will look through figures and understand music of your business as a musician that get some notes, and he is playing music according to the notes, but he knows when and where and with how intensity he need to push his keyboards in order to get this chorus of orchestra. So you will understand a holistic view of your business, how to, it is called fly the plane. So you will see your business from helicopter view, and you will understand how you can run your business, how you can rule it, how you can control it. The same as you are riding your car, for example. So we can use a lot of different models, but you need to understand all of them in dynamic, and you will create certain decision for purposes of well-being of all stakeholders, including definitely shareholders, but also management and clients. So you will understand that we need to make loops, so iterations, because without iteration, I think we cannot get the idea of changing an uncertain environment. You will use a lot of parameters we need to explain our idea to investor, such as return on equity, return on investment, return on capital, and all this stuff. But this is absolutely related with your courses previously learned. So we are trying to assemble our partiture of opera using different instrumental notes, and someone will be conductor, but not me. I will be certain player on my own instrument. I wish to acquaint you with this instrument, and this is qualitative and quantitative evaluation, combining both words, descriptions, linguistics, emotions, and also digits, figures, graphics, diagrams, etc. So afterwards, we will try to choose environment, IT, some tools, and then you will understand that a lot of work is already done. You just need to create your own toolkit, and you can start your business using this instrument of business forecasting and data analysis. So at the end of our conversation, I would like to present you sort of storytelling how to take a decision if you have a coin. You just throw it up, you just catch it, and you will have two sides, first or second. According to that, you can take a decision using this 50-50. But it is not a decision, it's just occasion. If you wish to be more advanced decision maker, you need to measure this coin, its weight, its height, its length, etc., and also the center of mass. Then you need to understand impulse, and afterwards you will can calculate the height this coin will be thrown up. Yes, and if we have certain digital instruments, we can measure all phases of this movement of the element, and we can create a model of a coin turning around, going to the upper point with certain side, and then you see that falling down, it will you will catch it on the certain side with more probability. I understand that it is sort of fuzzy hypothesis, but you need to understand the quality and quantity of this particular object you are looking at. Yes? And when you will understand that, your decision as a decision maker may be unpredictable. You, for example, put your hands a little bit upper or lower. So you will get the result you wish to have, negative or positive. So, and you will finally understand that all this business is a sort of game, but you are not a gambler. You are a player. You need to play your own game. You create the business. You run this team, run this company. You are using a sort of description or model of this object, and you are creating the trajectory, the path to success. So I hope that we will succeed, and at least our students oftenly become very high top managers because they know some hidden from others elements of understanding. So I think that the course is integrated in the program, and even if we will have not many cases for logistics, because a lot of courses will be devoted to supply chain logistics, Bitcoin, and all these instruments of blockchain. I am responsible for the sense of running and controlling your business, understanding how to take a decision, but before taking decision, you just acquire some data, you learn some knowledge, and you use your brain how to take a decision both with your emotional soft skills, communicative knowledge and skills, but also using rational calculations, which is understandable by experts. So this is the idea of the course, and I hope together with our partners in University of London, we will create an alloy which will allow you to be very hard and soft and adaptive in this VUCA environment. And we wish you the best, so you can apply for our program. Do not forget to make a check for my course, because it's not obligatory, but it's sort of, you can check, you can use this or not, but I hope you will use your understanding for today, and you will choose me and our program and our Graduate School of Corporate Management and Russian Academy of National Science, National Economy, and Public Administration. Russian Academy of National Economy and Public Administration. So thank you very much. I hope to see you in class. Viktor Solntsev, Professor of Graduate School of Corporate Management, Russian Academy of Natural Science.